Makinde commissioned Pensioners Hospital in Ibadan.
His Excellency the Governor of Oyo State and the good people of Oyo State, it is my pleasure this afternoon to declare this hospital open. Sure Healthcare Hospital Limited, to the glory of God Almighty and for the use of mankind.
The Nigerian Union of Pensioners Oyo State Chapter Magnificent Hospital, the first of its kind in Nigeria, has been commissioned in Ibadan. The edifice, named Sure Healthcare Hospital Limited, was commissioned and opened for use by the representative of Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde, joined by numerous dignitaries that converged at Ibadan, Agbarigo, Onireke, the Oyo State Capital, on Wednesday, 4th of December 2024. Solely built by the Oyo State Chapter of the Union, led by Comrade Isiaka Abimbola Abolade and the Secretary, Comrade Olusegun Abatan, the hospital was facilitated and completed through funding from proceeds of its pensioners' radio station to cater for the health needs of the elderly, especially pensioners of the state. Governor Seyi Makinde, who was represented by his deputy, Barrister Adebayo Lawal, gave kudos to the pensioners for the giant stride, urging them not to relent. He pledged that the state government will continue to work towards making life better and easier for pensioners and all state government workers.
Without appreciating the pensioners in Oyo State, and indeed, Nigerian Labour Congress in Oyo State, and then the assurance that all of us must have is that whatever we will promote good relationship between the state government and pensioners, I will be embarked upon by your state government.
Chief Medical Director CMD of the UCH, Professor Abiodun Jesse Otegbayo, who was also represented by Professor Olubukola Adeponle Additional, equally commended the efforts of the pensioners while promising that there would be a robust synergy between UCH and the Pensioners Hospital in order to ensure that the best medical services are provided for the people.
There is no doubt that our pensioners have dedicated their lives to the development of our great nation and our communities. I therefore see it as a human right. It is our duty to ensure that they receive the best possible care in their golden years. I believe that no effort is too much to create a patient-centered environment that is accessible, affordable, and responsive to the unique needs of our elderly.
Earlier in his welcome speech, the Oyo NUP chairman, Comrade Isiaka Abimbola Abolade, described the opening of the hospital as another historical event and a landmark achievement for the pensioners in the state, while lauding the efforts and contributions of the State Council Secretary, Comrade Abatan, who he described as the brain behind the project.
It is another historical event in the life of pensioners in Oyo State. This is another great landmark achievement for the pensioners of Oyo State as a comrades to all. I want to sincerely appreciate the dreamer, the Joseph of our time, whom God had used to write this magnificent building, Dr. Olusegun Abatan.
In his remarks, Comrade Abatan had said that he was inspired by two huge factors when he had surgery in India and was embarrassed by an Indian doctor, and the way pensioners were dying before the administration of Governor Seyi Makinde, with all appeals falling on deaf ears. He promised that the hospital will partner with the Oyo State Health Insurance Agency and the UCH towards giving the best medical attention to NUP members and the public at large.
The conception of the idea of setting up a hospital for Oyo State pensioners and the public was made out of two important life-threatening factors. The first factor was when I had a heart attack in November 5, 2011. So, I had to be flown to India for a bypass surgery lasting about 5 hours. I was under the knife for 5 hours. And the attendant insult passed on African leaders at the head of the hospital. That man, while he was attending to me, he queried, why do you Africans come to India for medical attention? I was annoyed. And if I had a choice, I could have walked away from that hospital. I swallowed it, and I pledged to God that if ever I left that hospital alive, I will work in tandem with our union's ESCO to establish a hospital for Oyo State pensioners. The second factor was the way our pensioners were dying like fowls during the locust years preceding the coming of Engineer Seyi Makinde as governor of Oyo State. In 2 years, we lost 560 pensioners.
Others who spoke at the event lauded the initiative of the NUP Oyo State Chapter and also called on the state chapters to emulate what the Oyo State Chapter has been doing. Merci Emmanuel, Rulers World Television News.